walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
And with that, welcome everybody once again here live on Connecting Esports, brought to you onto your home, your PC, your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever you're watching with. And today I'm joined by Mr. Ratchet. Hello, my friends.
Hello, hello.
So not only are you a coach, but also are you very league enthusiastic. So you will most likely have a lot of fun watching the TG Challenger League today, because this is our highest league, and of course we got an exciting match coming up. It's going to be Team Arcade Warriors versus Valhalla Vikings. They are both ready and into the lobby, so we are just waiting for the draft to come online.
Is it Valhalla Kings?
Yeah, I put Valhalla Kings because it's shorter, and I will just call them Valhalla or Kings. But Valhalla Vikings is the original name, I believe.
It is Valhalla Vikings.
Yes.
Got it.
So let's have a look at the lobby, if they are already in that beautiful lobby, and I will make sure to invite you as well.
Good.
If I have you, that is the question.
You do have me.
Thank you, that helps. Okay. So...
Something went wrong. Please try again in a moment.
Are you not... Wait, do I need to register you as a different... Oh, gee. 1 sec. Because the Challenger scene, and you have casted the Diamond one, not the Challenger, and I believe...
Yeah, it probably doesn't register me because of that.
Yeah, it didn't. Feels bad. Need to add you.
I know about some people that are playing. I know about Castrullen, for example.
Yes.
I know that he's pretty good top laner. I've seen him play Set as well as Mordekaiser, I think, and both of them seem to be pretty okay. So we'll see if we'll see it today. Obviously, I can tell that he's most played champions if we're looking at OPGG wise is more or not Mordekaiser or Set. It's actually the Darius, but he's more of a solo queue champ, I would say, rather than a 5v5 competitive champ, in my opinion.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect to see it, but if it gets in a good matchup, I'm not surprised if we actually do see it anyways. It's possible the enemy actually bans it just to respect. But yeah, I would be surprised if we actually see the Darius today.
Let me just help the team out here a bit. They have one member that is not able to see the voice channel. Arcade Warriors, right? Team. There you go. There we go. Just making sure everything is in order. Yeah, about you getting in, that seems to be an issue.
I mean, just
yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. But what is your challenger mode name?
XOSES.
Yeah, you're not added. XOS. Yes.
Oh yeah, maybe I need to go on that account actually.
Oh yeah, you're on the other account.
Yeah. Oh, let me go. Yeah.
I don't see you either way, so. Second is Link, first is Captain. Okay, so the teams are giving us the spectator link for the virtual draft, and we will maybe have a look at that right away. Actually, I have not opened Twitch chat. Sorry, my boys. Let me have a look at Twitch chat real quick.
I'm not gonna lie, as it is, I'm gonna do a little bit of an analysis on the Twitch chat. It looks dead.
Oh no.
Yes.
People, why? I mean, it's a Sunday, everybody's busy. Yeah, I did. Whatever. Okay, did we add you last time, or? I don't remember.
You don't have me on this. Add me at XOSES. See if that works.
Yeah, but did you get into the lobby last time?
Yeah, but that was TG Diamond League though. I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was with this account, not the other one, so it might matter.
Right now I can't invite you anyways because there's no space. Yeah, I can see you. Can you make space? Can you make space real quick?
space. Make space. What do you expect? So, do you know more than I do? I would assume so.
I mean,
about
I
these two
heard a lot.
teams?
I haven't seen a lot.
Nope, I can't join. It's fine. I'll just look at your. It's fine.
Okay, Steam is ready. Let's have a look if they are ready to draft. They are doing so because they're already banned. Let's have a look at this right away. You will be seeing that there's already Nautilus and Darius taken off the table for Team Arcade Warriors, and Valhalla Vikings on the red side today of the Rift are already banning the Fiora as well as the set. So maybe...
Yeah, the Darius ban coming out, even though... Yeah, that's probably just a respect ban, the same with the Nautilus being pretty much one of the supports being a one-trick Nautilus, as it will look according to the Obi.gg. Svet ban makes a lot of sense because blue side, it's a good first pick for blue side. Fiora is probably just a respect ban as well towards top lane. And then the Syndra ban coming out. It's one of those very safe picks in the mid lane that you can just pick and then also flex it towards bot lane if you have the option of doing so with the players. And also somewhat being able to jungle. I wouldn't say it's the best, but you can go Syndra jungle. It's like a bad Karthus in my opinion.
Every time I see a Syndra ban, every mid laner tells me, yeah, it's the most go-to ban. But I don't really... Lately, I don't get behind it anymore. At the beginning, I was like, hey, sure, it's a safe pick. There's a lot of setup potential as well as one-shot potential. But I think it really loses on value the later on into the game.
I mean, it really depends on what comp you're running with her, right? So if you have a pick comp, I'd say she's really good. If you don't, then she's gonna lose a little bit of her value. And she's really strong with following up on picks and also like getting a pick. As well as the Senna ban coming out from the red side, which makes sense. The first pick of Jarvan here, a bit surprised as a lot of times people tend to go for a Ornn or maybe a Yuumi, something that I really like. The Ornn coming out on the red side instead here, and possibly the Yuumi if they play Yuumi. In my opinion, Yuumi is really strong right now, as well as the Senna being banned, obviously, so she's not an option in this game. But the Ornn, I was expecting that at least to come out from one of the teams. Jarvan probably just a comfort pick for the blue side, but also it is somewhat of a generally good pick as a jungler. Not that many champions that can handle him too well, in my opinion, as it is right now in the meta. He's very safe.
You still think Ornn is really worth picking? I mean, Zaya's seen a lot of play potential, play increase lately, but Ornn, I feel like it's just like the go-to pick if you don't really know what to pick, but I think there's way more aggressive top laners that bring more to the table.
I mean, he's a good blind pick. He's good if you're playing weak side on the top lane, basically. That's how I feel about it, because you're free to scale and you also bring like actually quite a lot of damage, even if you're a tank. Kind of in a way like how Sejuani is.
Yeah, but then again, this will indicate us that they most likely will opt into counter pick in the mid lane, correct?
Most likely, yeah. I mean, they should, rather, in my opinion. So they pick up the Saya, obviously. It's very possible that blue team goes for the Rakan just to pick it away. Which would work pretty well for them as well, honestly. Rakan together with Jarvan works really well. But they might go for... Oh, I would love to see the Yuumi Vayne here. That would be pretty strong, I'd say. Or maybe a Nautilus is what I also would like to see. It's a pretty good lane into the Saya Rakan if they choose to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you pick Rakan here on Valhalla Viking side, you will get punished with more jungle and mid lane bans. Also, they hovered the Cassiopeia. Maybe that indicates what they're planning on picking in mid
They
lane.
go for Morgana. I probably would have gone for Braum rather than Morgana, in my opinion. But it obviously you can't really in these sort of games where the players aren't pro players and they don't know all champs like to a certain extent. Comfort is a big thing. So while in my opinion the Braum would have been the better choice, maybe the players prefer going for Morgana, or the one drafting just prefer Morgana overall, or most likely the player prefers Morgana over the Braum. Or they just didn't think of the Braum. That's possible too, obviously. But the Morgana is also a really good pick into Syra Khan because you can just black shield the target.
So this is interesting from Valhalla. They actually picked up the LB. I did not expect them to leave the Rakan, be banned, as well as not taking a single counter pick.
They're basically saying we don't care about Rakan here. Obviously, this kind of forces blue team to ban Rakan, not necessarily because if they go against Rakan, it's not bad for them anyways because they already picked a counter pick in the Morgana, so they can probably just leave the Rakan up. To be fair, and it would be fine. But obviously, Saya and Rakan is the known like combo you go for if you're going for Saya. In my opinion, I don't think Saya is the best ADC when she's alone, but some people disagree with me, some people agree. So it's very divided with how people think. They go for the Cassiopeia ban. The blue team did show Cassiopeia before, as well as it being a good matchup into the LeBlanc, being able to stop her W now. They do end up banning the Rakan either way, which I can understand, but I don't think they necessarily had to. But I do understand at the same time the reasoning behind it, obviously. And this might be a Vlad ban, which is a pretty good ban as it is a really good lane for the Vlad to go against the Ornn. Just free farm basically and scale. I think if I was blue team here, I would have drafted Yumi Vlad in the second row or the first rotation. That way they would have left up a lot of good picks that the enemy couldn't really deal with anyways, because they already have the Ornn top, right? On the side there, so.
I would not have gone for LB in this first rotation.
Yeah, the LB is interesting. I guess they don't want to show their jungler.
Maybe they will flex the Ornn into jungle or support, which we have seen already.
Yeah, it's really weird that they pick their mid lane like in this sort of way. That means they're trying to get a counter pick for jungle, but they already see the jungle. I don't know. So far, the Valhalla Vikings seem to have a little bit of a wonky draft, or the way they draft. Not necessarily the champions, but the way they draft the champions. The Leona coming out against. Okay. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly.
I mean, it makes sure that you can back up the on engage as well as the LB engage or pick off. It's just giving you more pick potential.
Yeah, I mean, I would have preferred a fresh den or something of that sort, but because it can also stop the Jarvan, right, with the flay,
Ooh.
and also some other stuff. Volibear and Orianna coming through, interesting.
That's a bit of a flex. Because
Yeah,
Volibear top lane has been seeing some play lately, as well as jungle.
I would assume that is top lane, because I don't think you want to pick Jarvan into the Ornn. That doesn't sound like a good matchup at all.
I mean, he has this passive where he can out-trade on, but the longer the trade goes, the more he will lose on it.
You know, the spicy thing they should do here, in my opinion, no, not really, but they could put Vayne top, and then they could put Volibear Morgana bot lane.
Volibear mid lane, Orianna, Morgana bot lane, I'm calling it.
And they pick, that's interesting. They just counter picked themselves. Like Jarvan is the go-to pick into Olaf, and they just picked. I don't know. I am very questionable about Red Team's draft here. Valhalla Vikings draft is, in my opinion, actually pretty int.
I mean,
But I mean, hopefully they show or give me a reason for Well, trusting that they can play out this draft anyways. Maybe they've tried this comp before and they know they played it out well, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right
We'll see.
now, what I'm thinking is that Valhalla Vikings just had a really clear plan of what they wanted, and they picked it in a way that they couldn't get picked any of the champions the way that they wanted. So it seems like they disregarded completely what the enemy drafted and just had this mindset, hey, we want this comp, exactly these champions, let's pull it off, and ignore what the enemy picks and make sure we ban all the counters. Because if you look at the things they banned pretty much everything that would counter them in lane, or in like a scaling way. Like Vladimir would outscale the LB, Cassiopeia would be good into LB, Senna would be good into the Xayah Leona lane because she just wants to scale, doesn't really care about losing lane. Zed would be good into Dion and the Fiora as well. So they just really went for counter bans, yeah?
Yeah, it does seem so. Just a bit unusual the way they picked them in order, but we'll see how it works. I hope for them that they know what they're doing with their champions, because it does look like at least that they're picking comfort in a way, while they might be countering them themselves a little bit. It might not matter as long as the team that plays the best at the end of the day.
My bad. Well,
Okay.
misclick.
So we'll see how it goes. So far, an interesting draft from both sides. I like the Volibear. It's kind of a wonky pick. Don't know if it's... I don't know the matchup in top lane because I haven't seen Volibear in quite a bit. And I guess the Ornn, it's just two tanks battling it out, scaling pretty much. But Ornn obviously scales a little bit faster, or better, I'd say. So the Volibear looks a bit wonky, I'm not gonna lie. Especially it's kind of shit into a lot of their picks. Like, he can't really do anything against Xayah, LeBlanc, and if they go, Leona's there as well, and Olaf he can't do much about. So I don't know if I like the Volibear, but I'm open to suggestions. You know, I can be persuaded, but I just have to see it. You know.
I mean, in the end, it all comes down to execution as always. Even in the challenger scene. Also, sorry for the overlay. Our overlay with the challenger colors, so the red ones, is not transparent, so we could not use that one today. So you will be stuck with the diamond overlay, but that's not a big issue, I think. Just champion selection.
By the way, your stream, you need to like redo it. I think it's wonky.
My stream is wonky. Oh, my
like,
Discord
not
stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, you got me scared, friend. Holy. Do not do that. Okay, yeah, just let me know if there's anything that changes. I'll check if my connection is good. My connection is good. Everything should be fine. Let's see what chat is saying.
The players aren't actually challenger. It's just the league TG challenger.
I mean, some of them. We have, for example, Nordic East players that are challenger, and we also have a team that is masters to grandmasters, or at least a few of them. So yeah, let's say the potential is there to be called challenger. But yeah, if they play like challengers, we will be seeing.
Yeah, hopefully they play like challengers, because they might not be drafting like challengers. All I'm saying. We'll see. I'm enough roasting them anyways. Let's see how they actually play.
I mean, again, if they are challenger and they pick a comp that they know will work, they really don't care what the enemy picks, right? If they are really that good.
I guess, but...
that comp really looks solid, like, not gonna lie. Like, yes, the Orianna Vayne sounds promising, but I see a lot of, like, for example, excuse me, Volibear and Morgana, really situational picks. Like, they're good to protect somebody, to win lane, but they're really situational in a team fight. If you don't hit your abilities or you don't get a perfect engage with Volibear, you're pretty much useless because you can only one at them. Meanwhile, Olaf, Ornn has a way more bigger impact onto the game while being behind, while being away from the battlefield because of his ultimate and all of these things. And he's also really, really valuable for the team with his item upgrade, as well as the Olaf and Ornn together having synergy of just running it down into the enemy team and not being punishable.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like the Ornn is so much more valuable than the Volibear. Like there's like there's really no target for Volibear to go on here.
No.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks for the follow, Mr. Games XP fanboy. Okay, weird name. Oh, by the way, Des, since you're here, that reminds me, if you want to bet, how about that? Let's open betting now that we got some people in the chat. So, let me log into Streamlabs real quick and open betting for you guys as the last second of the spectator delay runs down. I mean, you heard Mr. Coach Ratchet today streaming with me and casting with me. Blame these guys for their draft. So you should know what to favor in your... Not working? Okay, I'll fix that 1 second.
My Discord is wonky.
I'll be right back. There we go. Now let's try this. But let me open betting while you let me know how the quality of the Discord stream is.
Yay, it works, Bog.
There we go. Betting has been opened, so Des, I hope that you picked the right one.
Who do you think is gonna win this? From looking at well the teams and the drafts and so on.
Yeah. Let me just give Valhalla Vikings really quickly a roll because one of their teams is not team members is not in the Discord, so let me just help them out because I think they forgot to do that. He's not on Discord. That is very interesting. He's not on Discord. Very interesting. Okay. There he is. Okay. There we go.
Oops.
Yeah. There we go. Everything works. Okay, they got the last member in, so we can hop into the game. Of course, they paused the game because they were waiting for me. But everything should be working right now. I'll leave chat on just in case you need to see something. Now, Valhalla Vikings and Team Arcade Warriors are ready to battle it off. Meanwhile, we see already 2 bets coming out for the side of the red side. So that being Castolan's team, the Kings here. Let me see who betted actually. So, interesting. On it, Olaf, blah blah blah. Yeah, we read that already, and then we have Twitch chat saying maybe it's better for you. Yeah, true. Similarless, I agree. Ratchet betting on red side.
Yes.
Because you messed up the blue side bet.
I mean, the reason why I bet on red is because, like, while I think their draft is worse, I don't know. I just have a feeling, you know. I just have a feeling. I'm going on feeling here. That's all.
Yeah, if you want to join our socials, Mr. GameX Fanboy, not just follow the stream. Just look at our beautiful panels down below. They are all remade, and if you see that little box there that says socials, you can click on it. It will open a link tree, and you can click on Discord, and then you can join the Discord. Also, if you're interested in giving some love to our casters, this being Ratchet today, you can just click on the caster box and it will give you the socials of Mr. Ratchet, where you can follow him and get updates or even request him to cast for you. Who knows? Of course, always with a bit of recompensation. He would like some monies, right?
I mean,
not saying
it's
no
always
to that.
nice with some moolah.
Yeah. So
for free as well.
Yeah, both teams should be ready. Let me just check if they said anything else in Discord. Doesn't seem so. Okay, both teams are in the Discord channel. We're just waiting for them to unpause the game. And as soon as the game is unpaused, we can start. And yeah, I'm really interested in how this Volibear and Ornn matchup is going to go, because I think Volibear is not out of that matchup, but it's going to be a hard time for him to win that lane.
Yeah, I really wonder what the thought was between that pick, because I don't know. Before the Volibear pick, I was sure blue side was gonna like win like the game just from draft. But once they picked the Volibear, they just swapped to red side because I just don't see the reason for the Volibear here at all. It shouldn't have too good of a lane against Ornn. Like when he charges in, right? You just use his W and then you're fine. And he can't really get off the press the attack too much, while Cathurlan is just gonna get off his grasp stacks. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this is a mastermind Volibear like counter pick. He's tested out for years.
He's smurfing on Volibear. That's his go-to counter pick for Ornn. We don't know. We will find out, however, because they loaded into the Rift and they're walking it down. Seems to me like a fairly standard lineup. No shenanigans early on, at least.
Probably going in for the Raptor ward here from blue side. Looks to be the case. Now let's see if red responds with a ward of their own on their other side. Doesn't look like it. They're stopping them instead. They actually warded above and on the red buff.
Okay, interesting. I mean, normally you would go for the Raptor's ward, but then again, if you put a Raptor's ward, they will know that it's there and probably path around it. Like Olaf doesn't need to clear Raptors. He has a lot of possible paths. Which is interesting, he actually went for the Talisman instead of the Machete. Because normally, if you go the single camps, you go Machete. And yeah, this is really interesting. I mean, yes, Talisman is what's recommended on Olaf, because you throw your axes a lot. And he's gonna start blue buff, so it's all fine. Then Talisman is fine, but if you start red buff, you always want to go Machete because you run out of mana otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna know if he starts on red, or if he starts on blue. So now they have the information, obviously. While on the red side, they don't necessarily have the information. They should know though that they're leashing for the blue buff because Volibear is late, and botlane is already there. So in this scenario, I think botlane should have done a fake leash, if possible, unless they want to push out really far at the beginning, which they don't really need to, and didn't really do anyway, so I think that was a miss by blue team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just pushing early because they know Olaf is on the bot side, and he's not one of these level 2 gankers, so they have an advantage. With being double ranged.
They can hit level 2 here, it's pretty strong for them. Vayne already getting the poke down here.
But it's interesting is Orianna actually, as you see botlane hitting level 2 here, Orianna actually went for Phase Rush and Barrier. So, aggressive mastery, but defensive summoner spell.
I mean, it's a defensive ruin as well, because you get the combo off on top of the LeBlanc, right? And when LeBlanc tries to get off her chain, you just run away with the immense speed you get. So it is a smart rune choice in my opinion here.
Ooh, that was close. Seems like these mid lanes are the most exciting to watch so far, because top lane is just farming. Never mind that, Olaf is here. I mean, misses the axe, and there we see why Olaf is really good into... why Volibear is really good into Olaf and on at least pre-level 6. Because he can just deny the engage.
So once they get 6, then, well, we'll see. Might be different. Or it probably will be. But before then, he's probably pretty safe on top lane here. He got quite a big lead over the Volibear here, though. When it comes to CS.
Yeah, I was actually questioning this as I was thinking if I should comment on that, because Master makes say going aggressive when you have Morgana level 3 is always going to be ending up in a bad trade for you, and luckily they only used the Vayne stun and not the Morgana biting, otherwise he would have lost a lot more HP there. I don't think you want to be going aggressive with Leona at all into this lane.
Yeah, like this is why I question the Leona pick as well, because he just doesn't really work into Morgana, and it was picked into the Morgana, which is a bit odd. But maybe they'll prove me wrong, we'll see. But so far, I am not impressed by the pick, necessarily.
Teamfight-wise it makes sense, of course, but yeah, for your bot lane, you put yourself in a disadvantage. Then again, maybe they saw the Vayne, and they were like, Vayne is not that strong of a pick early on.
Yeah.
And Zaya's a bit more active and can put out more damage, especially with her Recall of the Feathers.
I mean, Vayne has some good slow trades with just the small auto attacks with the Q. Ooh.
You might be seeing a...
What's next?
Ooh! Call of Death might be going down. There we go. We called it first blood. And now he's going to pay with his life for that. See, flash, healed, as well as we saw in the mid lane, an engage happening. A gank. But yeah, in the end, Orianna just flashes away and stays safe. Because Olaf showed up. But yeah, and the bot lane was beautifully executed by Arcade Warriors, giving them nearly first blood. But Valhalla Vikings had something else in mind with Xayah flashing aggressively onto Call of Death and getting first blood.
Yeah, I think they might have went in too far with the Call of Death there. He probably could have ran the whole way, but he kind of stepped back, making it able for Xayah to actually get the trade kill there. A bit unfortunate for them, but obviously it is still worth, I'd say, because as long as you can get the kills on the Vayne, make her scale faster, then you're on the good track of winning. A roam coming out here, but not really successful here. This is a huge wave. Both on top and
Yeah, I mean, overall CS seems to be pretty close, as you would expect in these kind of games. And Olaf and Javan haven't even met yet, so they have been avoiding each other. Which I think is smart for the Olaf, because it's a bad matchup for him early on. But of course, an Olaf 1v1 is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, I mean, I think the matchup between them early game isn't too bad for the Olaf. It's more the ult from Jarvan that kind of...
Ooh, that's a good engage by Leona, actually going aggressive, and they immediately switch target to the flashless ADC, getting that one taken down immediately, but LB is now here. They get a lot of HP chunked onto the Jarvan, but then decide to back off. Vayne is chasing, but they do not have vision any further, and this is really risky. If this binding, however, hits, nope, it's flashed, and therefore nobody will die.
Yeah, that was a very risky engage from the Leona, that not working out for them.
Yeah, aggressive rotation. This trading will most likely not result in a kill because Volibear still has flash, and there we go. Double flash actually coming to Caston, picking that one up as Arcade Warriors make sure to pick up the first Wind Wake.
Yeah, every time we mention that top lane is boring, it does seem to be less boring than we actually mentioned.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Just flame it enough and there will be plays.
Yeah, but here we see that the Volibear pick is really not working. It's not really doing anything, which is a bit sad for the blue team, obviously.
We did call it as soon as we hit the level 6, of course he's gonna lose, but now we see him actually TPing beautifully into the lane and going aggressive on Castorn. Castorn is flashless and Volibear will have his Q1 up really soon here. That's the slow and that's the auto. Not even an assist for the Orianna who warmed up.
And again, as I say, the Volibear is not doing anything. He gets a kill, so...
Yeah. It's the caster curse.
Maybe I should shut up. Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. A lot of action going on.
Yeah. There is actually Morgana throwing out the Q, and therefore Leona decides to go aggressive, but Morgana binding still there. And this is the damage out trade that I was mentioning earlier. You see Xayah just purely out damaging Vayne there. And outranging.
Yeah,
I mean,
Vayne now really are expecting the feathers there.
What I would do different from sides of Morgana is always let Leona engage. So bait with your AD carry, get her condemned into the wall. So play like next to wall with Vayne. Then put the Black Shield onto the Vayne, of course, as soon as the E hits from the Leona. Condemn the Leona into the wall, and then the Morgana Q, and then you definitely get a kill onto the Leona. Interesting. Top lane pushing in, and Volibear not at a lot of HP. If Olaf would decide to gank, would most likely result in a kill because he also has his flash down and his passive.
Yeah, Volibear continuing to having a bad time here. Oh, and mid lane.
That's not actually hitting, but that's a beautiful ult just to deny the follow-up. Okay. Interesting flash by the Olaf, who was nearly at full HP.
I mean, he flashed away from the Jarvan ult not to get locked in there. So I think the flash was actually a good choice there.
I mean, sure. I just saw that Orianna used everything, ultimate, QE, as well as the W, so there was everything on cooldown, and Javan used his full combo to just get in range. Now see actually Vayne trying to get aggressive here on the bot lane, will mostly pick up this kill here. Yes, she will. But on the top side we see the counter pick, the counter gank that I was mentioning earlier. If they decide to send Olaf up there, that will be a free kill. They did to do so. They decided to do so. My English is on point today, as you can tell. Jesus. But yeah, overall 43 kills and dead even in gold actually.
Yeah, the thing is, while the goal is dead even, the kills distributed are a lot better on the blue side. And they also have a Drake. But red team looks to be trying to pick up this Rift Herald. The Warrior might intercept though.
Orianna has the flash and barrier up right now, so she's in a position to punish this Olaf. As we see, Javan also joining the fight. Remember, Olaf has no flash due to his earlier alternation in the mid lane, and there we go, him going down. He gets the Rift Herald, so it's not that bad of a trade, but always losing his life is not optimal.
Yeah, well, they do get the Rift Herald at least. He does lose his life, obviously. So this obviously depends if they use the Rift Herald good or not, if it's worth. Oof. Good reaction on the Black Shield there. But yeah, like as I said, the gold distributed is on the Vayne right now for blue team. And on the other team, the gold is mostly on top lane, on the Ornn. And the Ornn doesn't really need gold, he just needs levels so he can upgrade his team's items. So he's not really the carry, obviously. He's more of the supportive tank character. So Saya really needs to get the gold or the LeBlanc.
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now that's not really the case.
LeBlanc, I sort of LB's being aggressive early and doing wonderfully good, but then the second you just get into that mid game and you don't have any aggressive kills, any advantage kills or a lot of gold stacked up, then you will just fall off, because the HP bars on the sides of Arcade Warriors do look very juicy. I mean, you got a Jarvan that's most likely going into tank, seeing as he didn't build Warriors, and Volibear is also going to be a good front line, so that's going to be tricky for LB to find somebody, as well as a Morgana Black Shield that will deny some of her damage.
Yeah, the LeBlanc will be having a pretty rough time. She has to be playing the game perfectly for it to get.
That was a weird ultimate by the Orianna as he swapped to the top lane, where once again Valhalla Vikings decide to go aggressive, and now we see not only the flash away from the mid lane, but also Javan keeps chasing. But with no Orianna ulti, I don't think there's any option to get another kill here in the mid lane.
A lot of fights going on with no kills going down. A lot of low HP bars and mana bars.
So overall, nobody going down, a lot of fights happening, but I actually am surprised that Orianna went for that ultimate there and didn't end up getting the crab, so Scoured Crab in favor of Valhalla Vikings, seeing this Drake but not contesting it. Interesting. As you see, ADC matchup here. So we will see who is the better ADC. Remember, Xayah is down in this trade and she has no E. Ooh, that's a beautiful flash. Wow. Vayne outplaying that one.
What a play from Vayne. Holy moly.
That was beautifully executed by Vayne, actually.
Indeed.
So,
Showing who's the best ADC for sure. Oh my goodness. Xayah having the advantage there in AFK bar, but Vayne proving that I can win either way. Obviously, she does have the item advantage, but holy moly, that flashy was beautiful.
yeah, we see Orianna paying with her flash for... Oh, actually, she will be paying with a barrier as well, and maybe her life. There we go, her seeing her death bet, because she overextended in the mid lane and now immediately dropped the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Deciding to go aggressive, even though plating has been down for the last 5 seconds already. Maybe trying to get that first tower gold. Never mind, they got first tower in the top lane, trying to get the second tier one.
On the Rift Herald there, pretty much now worth the death he had before, I'd say. While they do get a lot of damage on the tower, it's not too much.
Yeah,
so
I would have loved to see a tower with that one at least. I mean, if you die for Herald, at least make it worth.
yeah, definitely wasn't worth it, I'd say. Yeah, this does look very good for blue team right now. I'd say they do have the better scaling comp. Obviously, the team Valhalla Vikings does have the Ornn as well as the Saya, but I'd say Vayne does outscale pretty hard, as well as Orianna being able to back up and Morgana. So it's gonna be really hard to kill this this strong.
It would
Vayne,
really
especially
be
Vayne showing really good plays.
yeah, it would really be optimal if they had a few kills onto Wild Odium here on the Zaya, because that would be the winning condition for them. A perfect setup to keep her ADC safe. But Valhalla Vikings do not have that setup possible and ready just yet, because she's sitting at 1 and 4 KDA.
Yeah, not having the best of times here on the bot lane. At all. Vayne obviously finished her Blade of the Ruin King quite a bit ago, and soon Saya will be having her, well, depends on what she's going for, but she might be going for Infinity Edge or Essence Reaver. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, seeing how behind she is, we will probably see an Infinity Edge. As you see, there he is. And then TP coming down from the Ornn as a beautiful ult hits. There's no Morgana sheet, remember this. Okay, this is some miscommunication coming down. It's a 4v3 now in the bot lane. Ornn finally getting his ultimate off. Olaf will be the first one to fall. Vayne going aggressive, picking up the Loner kill as a redemption kill. There we see now the enemy bot lane as well, being backed up by the Orianna and the Jarvan, who are going aggressive, picking themselves up the kill onto the Zaya and the Ornn. And LB didn't find a single opening to go aggressive here. Meaning there's a lot of low HP bars, but no kills traded.
Yeah, that looks really good for blue team here, obviously picking up even more kills. 2 kills on the Orianna, actually, making it a lot easier for them to scale now. Because even if Vayne fucks up, then the Orianna can pick up the slack.
Also never count out the Jarvan, who just got stolen away as Gwump. But yeah, Jarvan getting some kills early on is not bad either. And so far he has a perfect game with no kills, no deaths. Because tank Jarvan does damage a lot, the more his Conqueror pokes. And the tankier he gets, he will be able to dive into the backline, not dying and still putting out a lot of damage. The base damage from Jarvan is pretty high, together with his passive.
Yeah, the farm difference on these junglers are also immense. With Jarvan sitting on 121 farm, and the Olaf just on around 80.
Yeah,
big
normally
difference there.
when you see an Olaf, you think of that power-heavy jungler who should be ahead in CS as well as in objectives, but it's completely the opposite. Jarvan getting all the objectives, getting all the gang stuff, getting all the kills and the farm advantage.
Yeah, so far this doesn't look too good for Valhalla Vikings, but I don't think it's over yet. Definitely not.
No.
But it does look pretty grim for them.
I mean, they also managed to get a kill onto the LB in the midst of the last 2 teamfights, so she finally completed her Ludens, but she's fairly behind the Orianna, who actually opted into Merc Threads.
Yeah, the Merc Threads is a choice that you should almost always go against the Monk attack.
And there we see, as just said, she completed the Ludens, and Morgana will pay with her life for that, because Ludens blocking, and there we see an aggressive Ornn ulti as well as Leon ulti, both missing. Now Jarvan going aggressive onto the LB. This one has no distortion left, but no image will poke as Ornn knocks up the Vayne, taking it completely out of the fight. Now Volibear is here. He will trying to get the Leona kill. He will be doing so as Jarvan picks up the Zaya, and now Vayne is left in an advantage position where she can pick up the LB as well as the Ornn. That's a clean
very
ace.
Well played there from Vayne, kiting perfectly against the Ornn, and then also using the ultimate turret advantage, going for the LeBlanc kill. Masterfully played by this Vayne. I'm not gonna lie. If I don't see a Vayne ban coming out from the enemy team, I think they're trolling.
I mean,
because this Vayne is popping.
Whenever you play Vayne, you kind of have this Ghost instinct where you have to make those flashy plays, and she just did. So 14-7 in kills, 5k gold advantage, 3 objectives in your favor. Next week will be the Soul Mountain Drake in your favor if you manage to pick that one up. As well as another Herald sitting here for 45 seconds on the Rift before we see the Baron. So all of this has happened before the 20-minute mark, which is impressive.
Yeah, this does looked very rough for Valhalla Vikings as I said before. Now, obviously, they're gonna pick up this Rift Herald, as well as the next Drake will be the Mountain Soul, which would be really good for the team of what were they called? Arcade Warriors. Sorry, Arcade Warriors. Because they honestly have 2 tanks already, and then on the Vayne being already hard to kill, even harder after the Soul.
Yeah, and even the Volibear, who is behind, did his fair share of damage in that team fight. His ultimate did a lot of damage to a lot of people, as well as peeling perfectly well for the Vayne. So, in the end, not paying out for the lane, but definitely paid out in that team fight.
For sure, for sure.
Do you see any comeback potential here for Valhalla Vikings?
I mean, I want to be optimistic, but it looks really grim. Obviously, Casterlin has had a pretty good game. I think he's played really well, got him a lot of good knockups, but the rest of his team is not really picking up the slack. He is just sitting on a tank, obviously, so he can't really do all of the work. And the LeBlanc can't really get on top of the Vayne. The Vayne just masterfully on the side lane, or the side. Oh, maybe not, actually.
Okay. The caster curse is really something, man. Like, we see Xayah also falling down. So both ADCs already dead. This will be a fight between the tanks here. We see Ornn and Jarvan battling it out as Olaf joins the party. But Stoneplate from Jarvan actually making him extremely tanky and able to run away. So no more kills going either way. As well as the Leona flashing away safely. Ooh, actually, she misses her chain, excuse me. So Lapalm not able to pick a kill up onto the LB.
Yeah, the caster curse is definitely real.
Just do not say it anymore, otherwise they will keep dying.
Interesting. I kind of forgot what thought I had in my mind now, but yeah, obviously I was gonna say they don't really have any way of getting on top of the Vayne, unless she does that. Obviously, they really need to make sure that yeah, she's together with the Morgana.
I mean,
Yes.
as we were talking about the comeback potential here for Valhalla Vikings, you said it was looking rather grim for them, which I agree with. But then again, the only person that is really lacking XP, gold, and CS is Vile Odium onto Desire here, which would be their winning condition. And she opted into the Infinity Edge. I mean, what exactly is the core build for Xayah? It's 3 items. It's going to be Infinity Edge and then an attack speed item, most likely Rapid Fire Cannon. If she decides to go a bit more defensive, maybe Phantom Dancer. So I don't think this is over just yet.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, as well as you have an Olaf on your side, so you have a lot of damage on your side.
yeah.
But
The problem here is that Vayne already got her 2 core items here.
exactly.
So she's extremely strong right now. And this is early, obviously, for a Vayne. Not usually being this ahead in normal games.
But then again, it's a Vayne. It's not like... Oh, there we go. Speaking of the Vayne, she's gonna get engaged on. Black Sheet already out. Maybe Dion's gonna be able to knock up. No, he decides to go for the Volibear and Call of Death onto the Morgana. Vayne picking up the first kill here. She is not dead. As long as she's not dead, she has the potential to outplay. But that's a 1v4. That's not what you want. It's a beautiful Morgana ulti. Orianna ulti actually coming down. Flashed away by Desire here to stay safe. Now Jarvan Orianna trying to re-engage. He has his Q combo up really shortly. Will he be managing to pick up another kill? No. So in the end we trade 1 for 2, which is beautiful for Valhalla Vikings. They got the shutdown onto the Vayne as well as a kill on Volibear, and only paid with their support. And with the next Drake coming up, I believe that is what they needed to at least contest this one. Maybe another kill here. Has to flash away because Morgana biting would have been the death of LB.
Yeah, a bit too aggressive on that one. She needs to reset now, unless she doesn't want to be part of this Drake. She has no mana, no HP here, so...
yeah, she's not resetting at all. Maybe hoping to pick up a food somewhere in the river. I just see Morgana going aggressive here. Jarvan also didn't reset, neither did the Morgana. So this is a disadvantage for Arcade Warriors, who are not fully here. We see Jarvan trying to go for the steal. He will pay with his life most likely, and I see he manages to get his EQ combo up. That's a beautiful Orianna ulti, however, but no follow-up right now. Volibear is looking. Yeah, they're just gonna back off, and this is gonna delay the game by quite a bit, so maybe there's still hope for Valhalla Vikings.
Yeah, so far, obviously it did look good for Arcade Warriors, but these recent fights, they have been split, while Valhalla Vikings actually been grouping up and doing a good job actually getting the Vayne.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like a 1v4 there by Vayne in the last team fight. Which is not what you want when you have a Volibear and a Jarvan on your side to peel for you. There we see the damage from Vayne. She's really cocky right now. And a lot of pings by Valhalla Vikings trying to punish because they had the Leona ulti ready.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do something really quick. Anyways, I'm back.
Yeah, there we see Infinity Edge also upgraded first item of the team. That's upgraded by Dion. Immediately put into the Xayah, knowing that there is this potential of outplay, as well as he's waiting for LB to complete her Abaddons.
Exactly. When she gets that, she is gonna be quite scary, I'd say.
I think she needs one more item.
Get some MR.
Because everybody on the enemy team has MR. I mean, the important people that want to take the damage have MR. Volibear already sitting on a Spirit Visage, as well as Stoneplate and Stavex here from Jarvan and the Merc Threats on Orianna. So I believe she will need that Void Staff right away after, or at least a Morello. Oblivion Orb from the Morello.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Because Death Cap alone will not do the damage.
I mean, Vayne doesn't have any MR right now, as it is, right? So
yeah, but then again, hitting the Vayne would be really, really nice. And I don't think with how they have been set up previous to the last two team fights, Arcade Warriors seem to protect the Vayne. But yeah, if Vayne decides to go as cocky as he just did, we'll definitely pay with her life.
yeah, we'll see, we'll see. So far, they're kind of just waiting around for the next Drake, it seems, or their next items. Obviously now LeBlanc actually has finished their Avalon Death Cap, so there's potential of damage there.
Also, Essence Weaver completed on Xayah, so 2 items. And then we see the upgrade onto the LB, getting that upgraded Death Cap. And just to remind you what exactly it does, it gives you an more AP and 40% increase instead of 30, I believe. It's a really big buff, as well as the Infinity Edge upgrade. Really, really good here.
Very nice.
16 to 11, 3k gold lead, which at this point of the game is not meaning anything.
Yeah, it does look like somewhat of a stalemate here. Just wave clearing pretty much right now.
Yeah. I mean, only objective would be the Baron, which is way too risky for both teams here. They are both trying to just go for some vision clearing in advance of the Drake spawn here, which will be the Soul, and most likely that will be contested.
Yeah, both teams do take the Baron pretty quick, though. The Vayne doing a lot of damage, as well as the Xayah.
He was actually reset, and so far, actually 2-2 in towers, so the gold will be a bit different if you look at it, because only tier 1s have been going down for Arcade Warriors. Meanwhile, on Valhalla Vikings side, they lost a tier 1 and a tier 2, so a bit more gold lost on their side. But again, these small numbers of golds will not matter in a team fight where you have both carries with their core items. Vayne sitting on 3 items, completed the core, as well as Xayah now looking to get her attack speed item, and most likely will pop off as soon as she has it. Okay, so Castellan really respecting that Volibear right now.
Yeah, it seems so.
Even though he has a Thornmail, I'm really curious about that.
Play a lot more aggressive on the Volibear, like start pushing, because that would force them to react to the Ornn, right? But it does seem like they're just waiting.
That is exactly what you mentioned. I really think Caster Curse is a thing. You said that Vayne has no magic resist, and yeah, there we saw I'll be actually able to get onto the Vayne freely without paying Normally, if you see her going aggressive, that would be an easy knockup for the Jarvan. But nobody was around besides the Morgana. And Drake has spawned, that means... action about the soul. Both teams backing off. Actually, no, on going aggressive here as well as the Leona hitting before the Black Shield can be casted, and they immediately turn the Prior onto the Vayne. But Volibear already killing the Olaf. Now Castrollen flashing away from the enemy team, and with Vayne being full HP, this seems like a lost team fight. See them going aggressive onto the clone. Le Palm still alive, and maybe the triple kill. Nope, Jarvan picks that one up for himself. So 4 kills for nothing. Interesting.
This should also be the Baron for blue team here.
Yeah, I believe the recall on Olaf is a bit short, so there's at least a potential of a steal away. Depending on how fast Arcade Warriors decide to go for the Baron, and they seem to just run away, want to it straight away, not even stopping for the mid lane farm. But Orianna here, the crucial part, she is out of mana, so no ultimate available.
Vayne should have given that to the Orianna so she got more mana, but
I mean, there's a plant.
Pick up the plant at least.
Now at least she can ulti, and yeah, Olaf will not be in time here at this pit. This will be an uncontested Baron, as well as the Soul. So both of these objectives picked up here. That should pretty much conclude how the next 5 minutes of this game will go.
Yeah, now they pretty much just have to just wave clear as good as they can, which is going to be hard. Obviously, they don't have actually any mid lane towers on the side of Arcade, but we'll see where they go. It looks like they're grouping in the top lane. Might give that blue to Orianna first, and then looking for a 1-3-1 with the or 1-4-1 rather. Oh.
That's an aggressive, actually. They know they have a disadvantage because Baron is on the enemy team as well as the Dragon Soul, but they managed to pick off once again the Vayne. And the Morgana has already flashed away, but now Leona will pay with her life, and that's a fast Volibear running at you, forcing a Zaya ultimate, as well as Vayne going really aggressive on the turret, and Jarvan even tower diving here. The tier 1 will not protect you from this rough. Stoneplate from Jarvan will make him extremely tanky. That's 3 people dying instantly to the Volibear and the Vayne, as well as the triple kill coming through here, and the Olaf dying. That's a clean ace here.
That's a glorious Jarvan ult, 3-man. Perfect there, and then letting obviously the Orianna as well as the Volibear dealing their AoE damage. That should be the finish for Arcade.
So Volibear so tanky, unable to be dealt with. And even though it was a lousy pick for the top lane, it worked out in the team fight, and that will be game 1 going into favors of Arcade Warriors. So Valhalla Vikings punished for that draft. Yeah,
for sure. Which they should have been. So I am happy in a way that they lost. Not like, that sounds kind of mean, but draft-wise, as a coach, it kind of disappoints me to watch at the draft. And they didn't.
You're happy that bad drafts get punished, is what you want to say.
Yes.
You encourage people to draft better. There we go. Suppose it's positive. Yeah, but that will mean that blue side wins, and everybody who betted on blue, congratulations. Everybody who betted on the red side, I'm sorry to tell you, but you guys lost your points. And yeah, betting completed. We'll be heading into a really short break of only 2 minutes, and then we will be right back with you right after. We looked at the damage numbers. We see Vayne, Orianna carrying the team into victory, as well as Dion actually on top there with the damage, even in front of the Zaya and the LB, showing how much they were behind on their carries. But yeah, let's head into the pause really quickly. Have a small break of 2 minutes, and we will be right back with you in a few seconds.
Yes.
Okay, and there we go. Welcome back, everybody. So let's see how this game number 2 will be going. Of course, we have game number 2 on the way. I'm just making sure both teams are ready. My throat is really killing me today, holy.
Can relate a little bit.
Okay, so both teams are ready. Let's load into the custom game, and I believe you cannot join this one because I just gave you the caster role, but maybe... did you join the Challenger Mode space, by the way, with that account?
Yes, the TD Dime League.
Yeah, but if you join the space, like the connecting esports space, if you just go to challengermode.com/s.
Yeah, I already I have
yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Because then, but okay, at least for the next game, if there's another a lobby created, I think you should be able to join. Right now, I don't think.
I'm gonna relog just to try it.
No, it doesn't work on this one because this lobby was created before I gave you the role. So.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try.
You can try, but I know for certainty that this doesn't work. I have this issue a lot.
Oof.
Mate, so I have you on both accounts.
Yes, now you do.
Oh yeah, because I'm retarded.
That's how it works.
Thanks. Smart Jason over here. Let me just move you to the caster. Oh, there we go. Give you a nice little tag that says Mr. Ratchet. Because
Wow.
I forgot league names. There we go. Oh my god, what is wrong with me today? Okay, so seems like EA Call of Death and his team is ready for game number 2. Crestwallen is still waiting for his team to load in. I can give you a little bit of an invite, but I don't think it will be working.
Nope.
Yeah, there we go. A spectator link has been created, so let's have a look at what they have in mind for the draft of the second phase.
Yes.
And yeah, that being said, of course they will be switching sides. So now on the blue side we will have Crestwallen's team, Valhalla Vikings, as well on the red side we will have Call of Death's team, our Team Arcade Warriors. So see how that one works out. The score being 0-1 from that perspective.
Yes, I hope to see a better draft from both teams, honestly. The Volibear pick was very lackluster. Didn't really see it doing too much. They kind of just won because Vayne was too strong and the Jarvan played so well this game. But we'll see what happens this time. Obviously, I feel like Valhalla Vikings kind of just lost in draft, in my opinion. And that really showed in the game how they struggled with a lot of the lanes. Obviously, the only lane that really succeeded was top lane, which makes sense because Volibear shouldn't have a good time against the Ornn.
Yeah. There we see the drafting has begun. So the count already running down for Valhalla Vikings. Let's have a look at what they have in mind for game number 2. Banning away that Cassiopeia right away. So same like last time, just not in that order.
Yes. They obviously are on the blue side this time instead, so it might change how they ban. In my opinion, a lot of times it should. Sometimes it shouldn't, so we'll see. We'll see. They're probably going to ban most of the comfort picks, though, as that's more of a thing that's more common when it comes to these, I guess, lower leagues. As we're only talking around Diamond, Master, Elo. We're not talking really higher up, where people usually just play a lot of champions to its mastery or higher up, while a lot of people play the champions that they have on their OP.GG, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean, OPGG is only one thing. It doesn't really mean that this will be the thing that are played. Like, for example, we saw a lot of one-tricks that got banned out, but in the end they just picked for team-oriented compositions. And there's no point in banning out one-tricks if they do not pick it up.
Valhalla Vikings actually opting to ban the Senna, even though they have the first pick. Interesting. Let's see what they actually go for. Will it be the set? Yes, it will be the set, as I would expect from blue side. I like the first pick set. It is a good pick as it can be flexed, quadra flexed actually, if feel comfortable on it. And they pick Ornn into the set, which is very interesting as it is known to be a good lane for the set. Interesting from the side there to pick the Ornn actually, as well as the Jarvan, which I do like. They showed an extremely good Jarvan in the last game.
Yeah.
So
Extremely well played and executed.
the Sejuani a lot better than the Olaf. Good that it didn't go to the Olaf again, counterpicking themselves. This looking already a lot better from both sides. I am a bit questionable about the top lane pick being Ornn, as it is kind of countered by set, but if they feel comfortable picking it into the set anyways, it might not matter. As some people I know just feel like it doesn't really matter, as you still scale, obviously.
Mm-hmm. The Darius is also interesting for me, seeing as you opting into the on. I mean, it's a good counter to on, but then we saw as well the Volibear being a counter to on and not really doing anything, so I don't know. Maybe...
I mean, Volibear definitely isn't a counter to Ornn.
I mean, they picked it as a counter to on, let's say it like that, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, I guess. They went for... Now they actually go for the Braum. Maybe they listened to me, who knows? Obviously, the Braum is a very good pick against the Ornn, as it has the E, which walls off the whole ultimate if it's used properly. As well, it's also pretty good into the Zoe, I was gonna say, but they managed to go for the Vayne once again, being really good into both Sejuani and the Braum, as she is known to be the tank killer with the true damage on her passive or W passive.
And the bomb actually is a counter pick to the on, as you said. I mean,
the Lucian coming out makes sense because Lucian Braum is a good combo, a strong combo that can handle Vayne pretty well. As well as the Morgana ban coming out from the other side, which is a good ban also to prevent and then from picking it again, as well as it is a strong pick against the comp of Valhalla.
One thing I must point out is, as they ban away the LB, most likely. Actually, we saw yesterday on stream, I know you weren't here, but seeing this whole week of streams from the TG Diamond League, I was kind of used to like some mistakes happening in team fights, or like some overstaying, some mispathing, and that's why there was leads gained. But if I look back at the game we just saw, the only way there was team fights was really coordinated, like TPs coming down, roams coming down, perfectly everybody following up. Like there was only one bad team fight, I would say, and the rest there was... Every time it was a perfectly executed team fight from both sides, just obviously the difference in comp, which gave them an edge in the team fight and the gold advantage. But yeah, so far we saw Jarvan really perform marvelously, as well as on the sides of Valhalla Vikings, while being behind, having good team fights and good pickups. So yeah, execution really varies from Challenger to Diamond.
Yeah, once again, looks like they're opting to go for a comp that's centered around the Vayne, picking up the Lulu as well, obviously having the Ornn for the Vayne. I think this is a lot better than the Volibear pick, even though it is known to be bad into the set. It's still better than the Volibear, in my opinion.
Taking away the Doriana as well, so I want to see an aggressive mid laner here from Valhalla Vikings. Not one of these control mages, because you got a lot of control already with Sejuani Bomb. You need somebody to follow up the set.
I mean, they need to kill the Vayne somehow. This just screams protect the Vayne, right?
Yeah, it screams like an assassin to me.
If they can't kill the Vayne, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really rough, honestly.
Harlan isn't bad into a Vayne pickup, because he has this way of flanking and getting around easily, but it's really hard to pull off against the team comp we see already. And you need to be a master at Harlan to blindly pick that.
Yeah, also they are full AD if he goes for that. So I think they're thinking long and hard about this pick, which does make sense. Obviously, the red team will get the counter pick towards the mid lane here,
What do you think
which
about
is really good
Seraph?
for them.
Outranges the Vayne, good damage.
Seraph, I mean, he's just gonna get engaged on really hard by the.
Yeah, but you have a bomb Sejuani set, so there is enough peel if played correctly.
I mean, I would rather see. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Obviously, it does bring AP damage. He's kind of a mixed bag. Lux, is that actually going to be Lux? No. I was. Oh,
Bamboozled.
or is it? Is it actually going to be Lux? Oh, it is actually going to be Lux. Huh. Interesting. Lux is actually a pretty good pick into the set, in my opinion, because you just bind him when he tries to run in, um, as well as the Corki matchup against Lux is pretty favored for the Lux, actually, in my opinion, because if you hit the binding, obviously, you kind of guarantee a lot of damage. So if the Corki doesn't go for Mercs, he has made a mistake for sure. But so yeah, this will be interesting to see. I haven't seen Lux in quite a bit, unless it's from me. I usually like playing Lux because it's a very niche pick. It's kind of similar to how Zoe is, but
I mean, one thing you cannot rule out here is that they have this flex potential of putting the Lulu mid. Just say, but it's obviously not realistic
that
looking at the
is
comp. But yeah,
yeah, that would be a
it would
mistake.
be a flex that was possible, I would say, as soon as they locked in that Lulu. But yeah, seeing Deluxe, I think that's going to be the mid lane. We see.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have loved to see the Lulu being the flex pick here. You know, just like baiting them into a, I don't know, an aggressive mid laner, and then Lulu is really punishable for like these melee matchups. But yeah, obviously they didn't go for that.
Yeah, I mean it would have worked, and then it could have picked something like the Taric bot lane or maybe the
Exactly, like
Syra.
full engage, full protect.
Yeah, I mean that probably would have worked, but obviously Lux does bring quite a lot of peel with the binding and the slow as well as the shield, but also a lot of damage. So
But
I
also a really
actually
target to be picked off here, in my opinion, because Sejuani is one of the best gankers together with the Jarvan, so yeah, a lot of CC coming from both of these junglers, and Lux is not one of these mobile mid laners like Corki.
yeah, Corki doesn't really have any CC though, so
It really
it's
comes down to
really
Sejuani.
yeah, it's really depending on Sejuani as well as obviously Jarvan is going to be again looking to probably gank quite a bit in the early game. So I think this will be a jungle difference game, and also bot lane. Obviously, we already seen the Vayne popping off last game, but we'll see if it happens again here. There you have the Aphelios Braum, a very known combo, because you can trigger the passive pretty quick with the I can't remember what it's called, but the red one.
What? Electrocute? Halo Blade? So what are you talking about?
No, like the red gun.
Oh, yeah, Philia's gun. Oh, Jesus, I don't know these guns, bro. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
I couldn't be asked. As soon as they bought that champion out, I was like, okay, another champion that you have to like learn a bazillion names for nothing because it's only going to be played in the first weeks, and then it's going to fall off him immensely, and that's exactly what happened. So
I mean, it's been played then more than a week, but
in the first
he has
weeks,
been
like,
nerfed quite a bit, so I
yeah,
don't think he's as strong as he used to be. He's still seen in pro play quite a bit, for a reason because he is very versatile. He can do a lot of things for the team, and he still has a lot of damage. But he's definitely not as strong as he used to be. That doesn't mean he's bad, but that does mean he's weaker. Oh, my voice, weaker than he used to be.
yeah. So game number 2 on the way here. Have a look at what people think in chat about betting on which side. So far, nobody has dared to do.
Yeah, no one's there to do. So,
I mean, I'm curious about this game, to be honest. Because it seems like Card Warriors got, again, their Vayne as well as a really strong team-fighting composition. And then if you look at Valhalla Vikings, at least they adapted the draft. But I'm not sure if I'm happy with the way they adapted it, because yes, Cork is this mixed damage, and if he would go to these Merc threats, as you mentioned, he would lack a lot of Magic Pen and therefore reduce his team damage to only AD. And if Helios into Vayne is a range advantage, but Helios is so weak early on. Like, I don't know. This really seems like a rough matchup.
We'll see. Like, I like that they picked a more carry or a strong, like, damage-oriented champion on the top lane with Seth. Because Gasturnal played really well with the Ornn, obviously. But I hope to see him doing work this game as well. As a fellow Swede, I do respect the name, obviously.
Who doesn't?
But we'll see. I'm excited for this one. I do prefer the draft of both teams this game compared to the last one. The last one was, I mean, it looked very solo queue, I'm not gonna lie. The drafts were very odd. But yeah, this game should be a lot better if it comes down to team fights as well as the catch potential of the Lux. But we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a very jungle dependent game for sure.
Yeah, and we saw the Jarvan last game popping off. See if he can pull that off once again. Really think Jarvan was the man of the game there. We saw that beautiful engage in the mid lane, where he hit the 3-man ultimate, as well as him being constantly ahead of Olaf. But yeah, loading into the rifts, we can have a look at the wounds that they prioritize on each side. So the Conqueror on the top lane for the set, as well as the Grasp for the Ornn. And then in the jungle we get Aftershock and Sejuani, lethal tempo, and Corki, lethal tempo on Aphelios, and the Guardian on the bomb, as well as Eri on the Lulu, thank you. And Pesty attack, obviously nothing new on Vayne, as well as a Comet actually on Lux. Okay, interesting. I would have gone for Eri actually, since you play Protect the Carry comp.
I would definitely go for Comet. It's definitely the choice to go for a lot of times with Lux. You just throw out the E, get the poke, as well as the what's it called? The little thing.
Passive? The wait, what?
The little ring, whatever. The mana thing.
Mana flow? Wait, I'm confused.
Exactly, mana flow.
Oh, okay. A little ring. How is it? Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay, you're talking about the visibility. Okay.
Yeah.
We get it. Okay. Yeah. If you're short on words, always use images. And there we see a nice ward dropped. A little bit of an entering into enemy territory to get some information.
Yes, and again going in for the ward. I'm surprised blue side is not going in for a ward here. They're just waiting. I think that's a big mistake on their side, because they could have just went in for a free ward on the top side here. But they opted not to go for anything of that sort. You can see who's the more confident team just from this, in my opinion. Which is very interesting.
Yeah, it seems like our Vikings pay a lot of respect to Arcade Warriors still being in the jungle. So they slowly walk up, even drop a ward.
I was the only one that got to bet. Let's see if I'm right.
I mean, you could get your money back, you know? But yeah,
I mean, I'll get more.
Yeah, on helping hit the Jarvan on the red buff, as well as Sejuani getting a lot of help from his glacial friend being the bomb. Actually, the level 2 from Jarvan is to be respected, and Lepalm is playing to the bot side, knowing that Jarvan could be going for it, and we actually see him going for it, actually. And Jarvan misses the EQ, so just a lot of damage coming too, which he will pay back with his HP. But yeah, that's an advantage for mid.
So the Lux didn't even start Q when he still went for it. That's very weird.
I think he was waiting for level 2 on Lux, because he got it as the gank was happening. But yeah, obviously not enough range to proc that one.
Yeah, a bit awkward that one.
There we go, we see the Q now hitting, as well as the auto attack into the E. Is she gonna pocket? Yes, she will. A lot of Lux actually that I see in Pro forget to proc the E, because in teamfights it's really hard to keep track of. And then they just leave the E there and they let the enemy walk out of it.
You see that in pro play?
Sorry, in competitive play, not in pro play. Lux is not played in
Almost.
competitive play, like a lot of tournaments that I have seen Lux played in, let's say it like that.
Okay,
As messier the teamfights get, the more Luxes keep forgetting to press E again.
That's never seen that. Usually do fine from what I've seen.
Yeah, as a Lux player yourself, you would say that.
Yeah. Still taking a lot of poke here. Not really showing why the lane is good for set, but we'll see what happens later on, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, he missed 2 damage, so...
Yeah. That is a problem.
Bomb into Lulu is also something we don't see that often. Now we see the second time that, yeah, Olaf, I keep saying Olaf, Ornn misses the opportunity to press W. Of course, the set ability is E, where he pulls the target closer, is really fast as animation goes. There we see he managed not to do it. Oh my!
Oh, Castrulle with the play, my man. Very.
Holy
oh,
shit!
my goodness.
The hell was that?
Respectable play there.
And that was too fast for us to react, as well as for the Ornn. Ornn just dying, giving away first blood, and that's just Castrulle showing why this set was banned against him.
Very nicely played there with the W flash. Obviously proccing the true damage of the W. Doing a lot of damage, a ton actually, to kill the Ornn. Very well played there from Castrulle.
Yeah.
Showing why this matchup is the pen, or obviously in the favor of Set. It's even more favored for Set now that the Ruined King has been buffed against tanks. Or not against tanks, it's just been buffed in general for melee champions.
And we see him actually picking up that pink ward, as well as a Vampiric Scepter, and teleporting back into the lane. So no TPs on the top lane, so no cross-map plays happening. But luckily we got TPs in the mid lane. So double TP on both sides, as well as a cleanse on the Vayne and a heal on the Aphelios.
Yeah, the cleanse is a good choice here, I'd say, from the Vayne. Obviously, being able to get out of CC if needed.
And the heal onto the Lulu,
Orky
and there we
opting
see
to go for
an aggressive play on the bot lane. There's one stack missing. It's a flash away immediately. She's not gonna manage to get this proc from the bomb passive. Now the counter gank happening as Vayne is going aggressive. This should be an easy kill for the Jarvan, but that's decided to be flashed away from. So no EQ landing. Castrulle hitting once again that sweet spot there. And yeah.
Yeah, Castrulle games on winning these trades. Obviously, he has a Vampire Scepter as well, so he's gonna just heal all of the HP that the Ornn did.
But Ornn has also an easy time itemizing into auto attack champions, I feel like. But until that is the case, he will lose these trades. And of course 2 damage is nothing you can itemize against.
Not really.
Oh, actually, flash away by the Jarvan here as he got spotted taking a sneaky Drake for his team. Arcade Warrior is making okay. I mean, Lux TPing to that ward is not that bad of a choice. He has an easier way getting back to mid lane as Corki also used that TP. Making sure her jungler stays safe. So yeah, overall...
Now there's no TP at all.
No TPs at all, and the bot lane turns out to be an advantage for Valhalla Vikings, because they managed to get the flash on the Vayne and only played with the flash on Braum, as well as getting the Lux TP out from sneaking the Drake.
Already 2 platings going to the side of Castrulle here, showing the dominance here in the top lane, just like last game.
Ooh, Jarvan getting dangerously low here. If he would be to be spotted by Castrulle, he would pay with his life, but never mind. The Crux decides to do that. It looked a bit weird, to be honest. The Quack seemed to double auto attack there at the end, but I think that's because he reset the auto animation. Not respecting that he has to step back a bit further, but it's fine. This also happens from time to time.
Yeah.
It's not what you want to see, but of course, I call it
interesting.
fast recall, so all good.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a fast recall.
You don't lose your buffs, so all good.
Yeah.
The enemy doesn't know.
It is the best way to die if you have to die, let's say.
Sure, don't give gold away. But the enemy will definitely be questioning why he has a death when it's only 1-0 and kills total.
Yeah.
So they will have a little bit of a question mark in their head. As we see Lux here outranging and outpoking the mid lane for now.
Having a good time here in the mid lane.
Cocky with a tier, what do you think of that?
It is something they actually played as well in the LEC today, actually.
Okay.
Which I do enjoy. They go for...
Ooh, wait, hold that thought, because Aphelios' ultimate goes wide, but they have the damage still. Now Call of Death flashing aggressively, as well as the Jarvan being here, making this a 3-4-2, and that will be the first kill going to the Vayne. As well as now the bomb. Kill number 2. Vayne is online.
Again, the Vayne getting online because of the Jarvan ganks being very well executed. This looks once again pretty rough for the bot lane.
Yeah.
Vayne actually also being ahead on CS, even though
even gonna go for plating here.
Yeah.
If not 2.
They have obviously the attack switch from Jarvan flag as well here, so they should probably get 2 here and then get out.
I mean, they lose the hold on the other side of the map, but if you look at this, this is 3.7k gold leads. Sorry, 2.7k gold on the Vayne, and that's a 1k gold lead for the ADC. It's a huge difference if you speak 10 minutes into the game, as well as the... I hate when people do this, but hey, this is perfect for Castolan, making sure his team is not falling behind, getting first tower blood, making sure he's now ahead in gold.
Little bit of a waste of the Rift Herald, in my opinion. They could have just at least pushed it farther one more there.
I mean, bot lane
decide
reset,
to just
so there's a potential of them roaming top lane and punishing if they overextend. Especially if Vayne just finishing Blade of the Ruined King and set as well. So both these guys are right now the winning condition for both of their teams. At least heading into the mid game.
Yeah, again, Castellan showing the dominance, but the same thing on the side of Kefo, I don't know,
Kiefowa.
On the Vayne, obviously popping off again. But we'll see who's the strongest carry in this scenario. Obviously, we already know what Kefo can do on this Vayne. Before it was with a Morgana, though. So we'll see how it goes with this time. Obviously, he does a cleanse, so he still has some of that still left.
I really like, by the way, champion design of Lulu, because it's having that ability that you can use it on the enemy and then it does something else than when you use it on your team. I think that's a really interesting champion design that they could have implemented in a lot of more champions.
Yeah, they used to have that in Soraka actually in the beginning.
Yeah, old Soraka.
With how the mana work.
Oh, they're baiting here, but Lulu is not alone. She has Jarvan and Lux here behind that is forcing the flash as well as the TP. Immediately Castolan is here, the big boy flashed away, ulting even further away. Now Vayne is really low. She's gonna get the Lulu ulti onto herself. Castolan has no W. He's gonna go down. That's a good shutdown onto the Lux. Now we see Vayne still alive, obviously putting out the damage onto Sejuani. Flash away by the Aphelios. Corki's, that was questionable. Okay, Corki just sitting still, not even flashing or doing anything, gets knocked up in the end and dies. So I think that was... Oh, that was a bind. Okay, I didn't see the bind because for me it looked like he just stood still. Okay. I questioned the Corki engage there, but yeah. Did he have package?
No, he did not. He did not.
Okay, really weird. The way he pathed into that teamfight just looked weird to me. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I think they went a bit too ham. Obviously, the TP was good from the set, but then once the Vayne cleansed and flashes away, maybe we shouldn't keep going.
If
we
you
almost
don't,
had her, but not
yeah,
quite.
if you don't get the flash behind the Vayne and ult her back into your team, there's literally no point of flashing from set, because if you ult afterwards, you're just going to be further away from your team, so there's no follow-up damage. And knowing you don't have the damage to kill that Vayne, and Lulu ultimate is still up and heal, there's no point. Oy, excuse me, Jesus.
This does look almost identical to last game.
Yeah, with the difference of Castolan actually being dominant in the top lane.
Yeah. Well, Casterlan was dominant in the last game as well,
Okay,
but not to this extent.
not to this extent, yeah. Ronnie, I don't think you want to do this because you're losing this pretty hard. As soon as Lux shows up here, she's gonna get that kill. And now on twirling his teammate, putting Castolan closer to Lux. Castolan now manages to get the ultimate off. Will definitely get a kill here onto the Jarvan, as well as Corki trying to get that kill on Dion. Misses the rocket though. And the Q onto the Lux, so that will be a 1-for-1 trade. Jungler's dying. In the end, not a bad trade.
Yeah, a lot of action going on in this game.
Oh, never mind, they're not done on the top lane. We keep switching back to the mid lane, to the bot lane, because we see Bomb trying to go aggressive, but it wasn't on ultimate procced on the top lane, forcing the Palm to flash away.
TP from the Lux back to the mid lane. Might see the same from Corki if he pushes it out.
Right now we have still plating in the game for 5 more seconds. That's why they were pushing on the bot lane. Ooh, beautiful TP. Lul ultimate immediately procced here, making sure that Vayne is gonna get CC'd as well as hit by the Aphelios snare. And there we go. This should be a kill. Actually, never mind. Not enough damage.
Yeah, they don't have the damage yet really on the Corki. Oh,
Okay.
nice Lux ult there.
To metal to die shows Bomb why his name means death for the enemy. Interesting.
Yeah,
That was a beautiful
yeah.
Lux ult. From downtown.
was a bit
That's
confused
max.
first,
That was
yeah,
max
no.
range. Like off screen, I didn't see that one coming. This is where we need to scroll out and zoom out. That's the casters have in LES, in LCS.
I have that.
You have that?
Yeah, I can show you how I can do it.
Damn!
But whatever.
Look at this advanced casting over here.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry, I'm just happy about these things.
yeah.
We see Castolan getting his pink ward taken away, and that's the first turret for the size of Rocket Warriors.
Yeah, this is obviously looking pretty grim again from the side of Valhalla Vikings. Arcade really showing the strength of, well, the champions they know. Obviously, the champions are a bit unique.
Oh my god. That damage from a Lux with 8 stacks on her steel, on her seal.
This Lux is just popping off.
Yeah, I was questioning the Lux pick. I regret. As well as Castolan showing why he's the boss. Yeah, it's a really discrepant. Like, it feels like Valhalla Vikings is doing decent in the top lane, but everything else is not going their way. Like, really unlucky plays. A lot of people getting caught here by the CC from either Lux or Jarvan. And Lulu keeping her AD carry pretty safe. Like, again, no kills handed over from that Vayne, like last game.
Yeah, I mean, it looks, as I said, identical almost to last game, where the Jarvan does a lot in the early game to get the Vayne ahead. The Vayne gets ahead and then keeps pushing forward. Obviously, this time around, the mid lane on the Lux is also extremely strong and doing a good job with the ults and pickups with the Qs.
10 stacks on that major Soul Stealer.
Major Soul Stealer as well, being extremely confident here, which I do like. I mean, I don't necessarily like the Major Soul Stealer, but I mean, they're this ahead. She might as well go for something spicy. If it doesn't work out, then they still have the Vayne to back off on. Or
if you don't plan on dying, this item is perfectly fine. And I have seen so far 0 deaths in the mid lane as well as in the AD carry role. So with that confidence, being 2 and 8, 2 Drakes on your favor, I feel like they have everything going for themselves.
yeah, Lux is also one of those champions that can just stand quite a far bit away.
Yeah, this
So
after you got a
it's
few
kinda hard
kills,
to
you
get
don't
her.
need to go aggressive for kills anymore. You can just E-ult, and then whenever somebody gets close, Q them and hope your team saves you. But yeah, there's no need for her to go aggressive. And there we see Castola now once again going aggressive, missing the sweet spot this time though. So only half HP, and that's not something negative. Half HP against the tank.
Yeah, sadly it's not really enough for the team to win. Obviously they're gonna get another Drake here, being the Ocean Soul if they get the second one after this. Gonna be pretty strong for them. And as the announcer says, red team has indeed slain the dragon.
Uncontested. I really expected a bit more from Valhalla Vikings as soon as I saw the second draft. Especially when you have a cocky Aphelios. Like, yes, Aphelios wants to scale. But then again, you have a bomb on your side, so you should be aggressive in the bot lane. Didn't really work out. We saw them go aggressive a few times, but getting punished instantly by TPs and ganks from the Jarvan.
Yeah, the Vayne has been very evasive here, as well with the Lulu obviously being pretty hard to take down. And obviously right now it's so hard for the team of Valhalla Vikings to walk into objectives because they have the Lux, and as long as you have vision of the entrances, Lux can just sit in a bush, throw us the Qs, and then you get a catch. And then a kill, and then you
Pretty
get
sure Lux can delete anybody in the enemy team besides maybe Castola and Sejuani. She hit a full combo right now. But she's gonna back and pick up that first component of the death cap. Maybe.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
Master Mixer will be hard to take as well on the ROM, as you can just block one of the spells with
Yeah, but he's level 8 to level 13 Lux, so...
Yeah, I mean, but you can block one of the spells with the E, that's
True.
more of the reason. So you can just block the ult or the E, and you're fine.
Okay. Jarvan just saying, Lux, you had enough, give me some farm.
Yeah, a bit interesting there. I don't know.
Maybe he's going
I
for
guess
an
they're
item.
deciding that Lux shouldn't get the farm. Yeah, I would expect that's what he's going for. He's probably going for the Gargoyle Stone Plate.
Yeah.
Stone?
Knowing that
Stone Plate.
Drake comes up in 3 minutes, he's probably just gonna power farm to get that stone plate and go balls deep for steal if needed. As we see now a collapse onto the On, who procs his ultimate, but he's gonna get stunned up, so he's not gonna be able to use it, and that means he's gonna go down. This will be a free pickup. The Johnny just making sure that Lepan can pick that one up for himself, and with the Trinity Force enabled, this is the perfect setup. But now we see Sejuani ulting immediately the Lulu, knowing that if she gets hit by anything, it will be her death, because she has no flash available. Okay.
Jarvan going ham here.
That was a weird target switch by Jarvan.
Oh. A lot of weird...
Yeah, I'm really confused right now.
Hey,
You know
yeah,
that Corki didn't use W and Bomb can just jump away, so the ultimate there a bit useless in my opinion. Should have just gone for the Sejuani and like maybe get a kill and then pressure for tower.
Yeah, and then the Lux ult...
Yeah. Moving on. They also
Moving
put
on,
the
yeah,
Herald
exactly.
and let it die to the tower without getting anything out of this, but this might be a good
If she
opportunity.
had the Lux ult now.
Exactly. So unlucky.
Yeah.
They managed to pick up the tier 2 in the end here. Really unlucky plays so far. Yeah, this was a weird alt interaction between both teams.
Either way, obviously they get the tower here, so it does go in the favor of Arcane. Trading the life of Ornn.
And there we see Stoneplay completed on the Jarvan, so he was power farming for that item. He got it before the dragon spawns, especially since they got that tier 2 on the bot lane. And yeah, now actually ahead in towers, 1 to 3, as well as in gold, 3k gold lead for themselves, and 8 to 3 in kills. Should we talk about the items here a bit? Because I think it's really interesting to see what's...
Well, Vayne obviously has her 2 core items again, so that's strong.
Yeah.
While... Oh.
Okay, Sejuani is not having anything of this. She says, Jarvan, this is my scuttle crap, and Jarvan is now in a 1v4, flashes away, has EQ ready, he's gonna get out, but not Lulu. The Paul managed to pick that one up, and he's gonna flash aggressively over the wall just to get the other kill. That's a double kill, and the Palm on 1 HP is gonna get hit by the Arn ultimate to die, but immediately Valhalla Viking started the Baron after this play. There's no Lux ulti, there's no On ulti, Jarvan is dead, as well as the Lulu, so this is a 4v3.
But the Vayne is still alive. This
Yeah.
is very greedy.
Ooh, really sweet dodge here by the Vayne on the edge of the W. And that's a beautiful flash by the Vayne, but it's an instant flash away by the bomb. So
They could actually go for the Dragon or Baron themselves right here.
Soul is up in 10 seconds, and I think that is the safer pickup here, especially since everybody's recalling. You can go for the Baron, but it will take longer with no jungler there. It's a risky play. Soul, however, you can just get that one low, wait for the Jarvan to come in and smite.
Soul is definitely the right play for go for it. Oh,
Okay, and there we see why Aphelios. What? That one straight through
that
the Vayne.
yeah.
Hello? White, please.
I think that might have been a replay bug. Oh my god, that Ornn with the knockup.
A beautiful flank here by the Corki onto the Lulu, and the Lux immediately making sure he puts out the damage, but now he's in 1v3 as well as Vayne in 1v3, but Ornn is beside her to back her up. That's a rampage here for the double kill already on the Lux as well. 3 kills to nothing, and that's gonna be the Soul.
This might be Drake and Baron if they want straight for it again. This list deja vu. Last time they got
Deja vu.
Soul and Baron at the same time, remember?
Yeah, this is exactly it, but this time they decide to go for a recall.
Yeah, it's the more safer option, which I can understand. Lux sitting on 20 melee stacks here, almost max. Also picking up the Rebelion's death cap. Extremely strong now.
Yeah, not even going for the speed, so she knows. What do you prefer? If you're this ahead, of course, Rabadons, but if you're like normally playing the game, I would always go for the speed second, not the Rabadons.
The speed?
What's it called, that item?
No, I would never go for that one. Rabadons every time, for sure.
Spellbinder, is it that? Yeah, Spellbinder.
No, definitely not.
No?
Yeah.
Because it's like a defensive item to stay alive, kinda, as well as do more damage when you pocket and ult.
The Rabadons is just so strong, especially the Mayas, right? Because it does. Mayas is basically.
Yeah, of course. In this situation right now, I agree 100% Rabadons. But I would say, like in a normal game when you're not ahead, Rabadons is way too expensive to get. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
It depends, really. It really depends. But I prefer the Rabadons, obviously, most of the times.
Yeah.
If I can get it.
I mean, Void Stuff should be next, right? Just to make sure that you keep doing the damage here as the enemy team gets tankier and more HP.
Yeah, I mean, they could basically just start the Drake, the Baron, and then go off it again. They have Ocean Drake, so they just heal up. Anyways, and obviously they have the side lane being pushed by the Ornn.
But Castrol is not having any of it, so obviously having that tournament component is making sure that Castrol is not healing of him anymore. As we see them on the other side of the map going for that Baron already. And let's switch into the fighting modes as we see Baron at 3k HP and Sejuani not in range. Now she's gonna get into the pit, seeing the Drake. Holy moly, double kill by the Lux as we see Vayne in a 1v1 versus Castrol. On the other side we see Felix getting picked up by the Ornn, but it's gonna be Lux actually picking that one up. Shut down. Vayne paying for life for the ace.
Yeah, this looks... I don't know how they're gonna go back from this one. They have Dragon Soul, they're gonna pick a Baron now.
They're just running down mid right now.
Fully stacked on the Lux. Yeah, I don't know, this is gonna be really rough. Obviously they're gonna reset, they have a lot of gold here after this fight.
25 stacks, damn.
Another blasting one there.
So which item do you want to upgrade as the Ornn for the Vayne? What is your priority item?
Well,
do you know the Vayne items? The Ornn items?
It depends if you're going. It depends if you're going for Infinity Edge or not. You know.
Not seeing that.
But she doesn't really need to now.
That HP crystal. Defensive.
Yeah, she might be going for the
Age.
The
Frozen Mallet?
Yeah, she might be going for Frozen Mallets.
I mean, yeah, you don't have that many HP bars on the enemy side, and you do damage anyway, so Age would be a bit troll. Never mind.
But we'll see, we'll see. I don't know, this is gonna be really rough for Vikings. I actually don't know how they would come back from this. If this was a solo queue game, I would FF, but it's
You heard it
not. So
live on Connect Esports FF is the prediction from coach, but yeah. Ratchet, oh my, yikes, half HP, that was Guardian proccing as well as Bomb pressing W. So yeah, I feel us not having a fun time. And Bomb also going down to 1/3 HP here, as we might be seeing the last team fight for this game. If uncontested, Team Arcade Warriors will pick up an inhibitor turret here, as Javan's gonna get a nice little item from the on. There we go. So they give up one wave for free, as Valhalla Vikings are clearing that wave. Let's see what he actually gave him. He gave him the Solari upgrade, okay. So Javan now has that Solari upgrade. But a package from Corki, so there's maybe a potential for flying onto the Vayne. I don't think he's able to 1v1 the Vayne, but we saw him take Vayne out as soon as she got a bit low HP in the last team fight. Vayne really playing forward right now. Zon is even upgrading an item in the midst of that. He's not carrying at all. Yeah, Sejuani is looking maybe for an engage here. That's the first snare coming down. No Sejuani ulti procced so far.
the shields are so immense as well here. Like they can't do anything.
Lux shield every 3 seconds. This looks to be just a standoff right now. Nobody's pulling the triggers, both knowing what is at stake here. The comeback or the finish. And there we see Javano finally going aggressive, forcing immediately the flash from the feelers, as well as the on ultimate onto the whole team. Vayne already taking out the Corki, and that's the first kill coming too. And no, Sejuani dying second, as well as Vayne going in a 1v3. She's gonna fall, so there's maybe potential for a comeback here. Casul now taking down by the Lux, as well as the Jarvan. They're chasing the Bomb, who has Stormplate active under the turret in the mid lane here. They're gonna manage to get the kill onto the Aphelios, as well as onto the Bomb, making this a clean ace and only losing the AD carry. And this will be the ace and the game.
Yes. The Lux pick showing up to be very good pick for them, as well as obviously the Vayne. Again, I feel like if you watch this game and you're going to play against them, you need to ban this Vayne.
11, 0
really
and 5, not even letting Corki respawn. Lux had nothing. Oh my god, that was... wow, okay.
GG.
GG indeed. What a game, man. That was not to be expected after I saw these drafts. Holy. Perfect game, 12, 0 and 5 here. 25 major stacks as well as 250 CS. Lux definitely pulling some nice numbers here in the second game. So, wow, that was, again, unexpected, I must say. Like, I expected the Vayne to do good, but this Lux really showed up.
Yeah, the Lux really paid off for them, obviously.
Holy
Doing
moly.
a ton of damage. Double the Vayne's damage, even.
Wow, that's... yeah.
Pretty.
There we see actually Corki, that's why I pointed out in the last team fight, Corki having that ability of doing damage to Vayne. If she's a bit hurt, he can definitely kill her. And yeah, 17k, that's the only remarkable damage on his team.
Aphelios actually doing less than Jarvan, which is going full tank, is also very...
I mean, I told you, basic damage from Jarvan is pretty high. As soon as he procs that Conqueror. Yeah, this is... I'm speechless right now. That was such a finish, that last team fight. Seeing Lux just demolish the enemy team, as well as Vayne going so aggressive and being able to stand in front of her team and not being punished. That was...
yeah, the shields from both Lulu and Lux just being extremely strong there.
I mean, this really just tells me one thing.
And that is?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading if there's somebody in chat, but no, that was really tells me one thing, that we don't need an interview, because this was so convincing. We actually have everything answered, I think. There's no question at all, unless you have a question, but I cannot think of a single thing to ask. This was just total domination.
No, I don't see much. Like I'd say that if anyone is watching from the other teams that gonna be playing against these guys, they need to look out for this Vayne at least.
Yeah. Also, congratulations, you won your bet.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. But yeah, Vayne, is that Gosu in disguise. If not, Vile Odium had a really poor matchup into this Kifawa, or whatever your name is to be pronounced. But yeah, definitely insane play here. As well as, I think the Jarvan was really a key component as well. Like, he performed so well in both games, having these perfect engages. Only one questionable engage at the bot tier 2 tower there, where we both were a bit bamboozled. But besides that, really clean game by the jungle and the 2 carries here. 2 metal to die. Definitely didn't die this game. So with that being said, I think we will be heading into the end screen and thanking all of you guys for being here today and watching with us, cheering with us, seeing those guys perform in the Challenger game. And outstanding performance. I am still like baffled by that last game. That was wow. Well, Ratchet, once again, thanks for being here. As always, I appreciate your company as well as your casting.
Thank you. Same to you.
And with that being said, I believe we will be heading into this end screen and wish you guys a beautiful evening and rest of the weekend. Hope you stay safe in this corona quarantine and keep watching the TG Diamond as well as Challenger League from Connecting Esports, and sign up for next seasons, as well as follow us on our social medias because we got some exciting